now we're on to Akala, World's War. Hey man, I don't need to introduce this man anymore, man. You know what this man's about. I've never done this one before, never heard it. Let's rock and roll.
The World's War, 1884. History. History is written by the winners. True. Sometimes the heroes are of another hue. Another religion.
Okay, wait a second. You know this Akala, man. You know him. History is written by the winners. Sometimes the heroes are of another hue. You know what I mean? These people are from a different color, they're a different shade. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Come on, Akala.
History is written by the winners. True. Sometimes the heroes are of another hue. Another religion, another point of view. Are they remember the tune? By who? The World's War, 1884. Scramble for Africa, height of imperial force. European armies go and conquer the globe with a gentleman's agreement to not kill off their own. So,
European armies go and conquer the globe with a gentleman's agreement. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you can take that gentleman's agreement, you know how they saw it back then, man. Their gentleman's agreement was, hey, how much can we take? You know what I mean? I got you, man.
Gentlemen's agreement to not kill off their own. So, massacres in the Congo, all the dead at Amritsar, ain't nothing wrong though. Some are less dead than others, you know why? It's the same in the grave as it is in this life. The lower grade races, subject people, have a different heaven and hell.
Ooh, listen to what he's saying. The lower greed races, subject people. You know what I mean? The lower greed races, man. I like the way he said that. He didn't say the poor or whatever else. The lower greed, the people with less greed, man. Okay, I like the way he's actually segregating these people. Not that I say segregating per se, I'm separating these people in a segregation type way in how he's flipping it, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's go.
The lower grade races, subject people, have a different heaven or hell that's less equal. In the same way, we choose to
have a different heaven or hell that it's less equal. Sorry, I'm not going to pause all the time.
to remember who to lionize and who to forget altogether. Not based upon the sacrifice that they made, but upon the prejudices of the time and the place. So, Chinese workers on the western front, the dug trenches and then filled in the graves and made their way, carving and
He's giving you a fucking history lesson over here, man. Chinese workers on the western front, man.
Favors on shell casings fade from the story as we tell it today. And gas made its way across the battlefield, choking North Africans fighting for France. They were French enough to die for the flag, but reconcile with history it seems that we can't. The process of
So he's saying in Africa, man, the French were dying. The French were dying. I think he was talking about Congo. Or North Africa, he was saying that the French were dying for the flag, right? They were good enough to die for the flag, right? They were obviously talking about black people who were part of the French armies that would go out and fight wars for the Europeans, for their interests. You know what I mean? They weren't equal to the Europeans. They weren't equal, right? But they were equal enough to fight the Europeans' wars. Okay. And I'm not even gonna like sort of question Akala on this. I mean, I've got my own thing, but Akala's very, very knowledgeable. Akala, when he's spitting something out of fact, man. You know what I mean? He's done his history, he's done his research, man. He's gone back, he's done the study, man.
for the flag, but reconcile with history, it seems that we can't. The process of forgetting started at the beginning.
Seems to be can't. Okay,
Because of the discomfort of who it was that was winning. History is written by the winners, true. Sometimes though heroes are of another hue, another religion, another point of view. I didn't remember the tool, by who? History is written by the winners, true. Sometimes though heroes are of another hue, another religion, another point of view. I didn't remember the tool, by who? When you have an empire of inferior creatures, what happens when you need them to die like real people? Through the
when you have oh my god. When you have an empire of inferior creatures, what happens when you need to dial up those people? What happens when you need those people, man? You know what I mean? You've been suppressing them, right? And you haven't been treating them as equal, right? But now you need them, right? What happens now? Come on, dude.
What happens when you need them to die like real people? Through the training and the sacrifice, might end up believing that they are equal. Go back to
through the training and the sacrifice, you might end up. That's why they brainwash you in the military, man. Through the training and the sacrifice, saying you're fighting for the flag, you're fighting for your people, you're fighting for your land. You know what I mean? So they take up real people who really have heart, indoctrinate them, change their mindset to go and take them and put them in the military to go and fight for interests of others. You know what I mean? Come on, Akala.
And the sacrifice might end up believing that they are equal. Go back to the land of the savages, unwilling for subordination for people that they were killing. Quickly they erased them, unmarked graved them, disavowed them of any idea.
Quickly erased them. Anybody who went against the grain, they literally erased them, unmarked, gone. You know what I mean? If you ain't fighting for the purpose, we don't need you, man. For our interests, we don't need you.
Unmarked graved them, disavowed them of any idea that things were changing. The wrong people that fought for the British flag were not invited to the victory parade. Did the same.
The same people who will fall for the British flag weren't invited to the victory parade, man. Come
on,
man.
Fought in the same war, never got the same bonus. When Armistice Day came, black Americans in segregated units with German POWs treated better than them. Go back to America, Jim Crow.
Check, man. Check at these fucking cameras that are all around London, man. Watching everything. Same thing that Loki was talking about. How it's like a labyrinth that's being watched, that's being surveilled. Every single move is being surveilled.
When lynching that will greet them when the war ends. Red summer, domestic terrorism put them back in a place. Vigilante mobs, clan and the police collaborate while the state look the other way. Liverpool and Cardiff, Barry, London and Glasgow.
That actually does happen, man. That actually does happen. They only push the agenda they want to push, man. You know what I mean? Because we've had Western civilizations go out and do major acts of terrorism on the world. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry to say that that's exactly what's actually happened. You know what I mean? And because the media, they own the media can flip it however which way they want. You know what I mean? And then they get away with it. But then when terrorism is inflicted back on people, right, on the Western world, it's like, okay, well, now we've got to start labeling people. We've got to start saying this is the situation. Now, I don't agree with terrorism on either front. I don't agree with killing a human life at all on either front. I don't agree in wars. I don't agree in any of that kind of... I don't agree in terrorism. I don't agree in killing innocent people in no which way by any party at the end of the day. But he's saying over here, man, like we're very quickly to, you know, so to start labeling people, but like, are we looking at ourselves? Is Britain looking at itself? Like, did you see what you did in Africa? Did you see what you did when you were colonizing? Was that not terrorism? Was that not brutality towards innocent people? Do you know what I mean? Akala with his history lessons, man. This man's a teacher, dude.
Collaborate while the state look the other way. Liverpool and Cardiff, Barry, London and Glasgow. After the war, similar terrorism war, wrong hierarchy, supposed to be eternal. And for that, it could never be forgiven. History is written by the winners, true. Sometimes the heroes are of another hue. Another religion, another point of view. I don't remember the two, by who. History is written by the winners.
I love the way he spits, I love the way he raps. He's such an interesting MC because it sounds like he's lecturing you in like such an entertaining way. It's like, it's an actual lecture that you would get at varsity. You know what I mean? He doesn't rap like a normal rapper, he raps like he's teaching you. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, he raps like he's teaching you. It's almost like he's trying to, like, you know?
Another point of view. I don't remember the two, by who. History is written by the winners, true. Sometimes the heroes are of another hue. Another religion, another point of view. I don't remember the two, by who.
Okay, man, this is another motherfucker that stands for something, man. And Akala is a smart individual, man. He does his homework, he does his research before he just goes out and puts. He's very careful about his words, man. Akala doesn't believe in just saying things to say them. He believes in whatever he says needs to be backed up by facts. And he reads, and he's been reading since the age of nothing. I mean, this guy has done his research, man. This is wild. One of my favorite spitters, Akala, man. Come on. I love the UK guys, man. They stand for something. They rap about real stuff, man. They spit about real things, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Anyway, guys, this will be my last one for today. I will drop some more UK spitters this week. I've got a lot more to do. I've got a whole bunch of other things. I've just been busy with a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm leaving you guys with this for now, and then this week I'll drop a couple more. Alright, so yeah, man. Love you all, man. Peace.